little cha-cha beat this morning. All right, so here's where we're going. We're about to have a binder check. Yeah, I told you guys this was coming, but I think some people started to think like you didn't need to think that was true. So here's what I'm looking for. Stop doing things with your hands. Your hands should be doing nothing. We need an order of things that you can explain to me. It doesn't have to be newest in front of oldest or oldest in front of newest. You just have to be able to explain it to me. You need a section for your current work and or revisions that need your attention, right? Stuff you have to do. Then you need a section for stuff you don't have to do. That has already been done. And then you need some extra graph paper, like 5 to 10 sheets. Now, why did I tell you to get 8 to 13 sheets out of that pile on your desk, which please don't do it right now because your hand should be doing nothing? You're going to make your binder look like mine. So look, here's my math binder. Ooh, pretty. I can't move my camera any higher. Can I? Maybe. Give me some more cable. All right, math binder. Ooh, lovely. Now, I have run out of tabs because we used up all of our tabs in our big binder. So, we're going to make the cheap dudes tabs. Nothing wrong with being cheap. So, ignore this tab. It doesn't exist. In your math binder, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs. They will say current work, or it could just say current. Come on, focus. Old graded work, right, like mastered or check. Extra graph paper, so we can quit running up front every single day. And then tonight's homework is going to be like a flag that you just keep moving. So last night's homework was 223. When we go to check it the next day, you'd be able to just grab that tab and open right to that homework. Then after we check it, you would take the tab off and move it to tonight's homework, which is 224, which may not actually be tonight's homework. But then that tab can kind of cover up other ones if we don't care, because once we get used to where our tabs are. Now, do I care if current work is the top tab? No, I don't care. Do I care the order of these? No. I just care that you have separate sections to keep your work. So in my old graded work, should be practices that I've got back that are all checks, or masteries I've got back that are mastered, right? Nothing that is progressing or missing a grade should be in here, right? This stuff should be graded. Make sense? Let's see where you're at in 5 minutes. I'll walk around and help if needed. For which homeworks? I do, but which ones? To, like, what we did last night? So, I already wrote a little bit on this one. I couldn't even just have this one I wrote. For 221 and 322. I'll get one thing. Yeah, I can work with me if you need. I can go back and help you. Just go. Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't do any extra work. Here we go. So this is the beginning of the chapter, and it goes to 222. So then this is 223 and 224. This is for this chapter, which this is what I want you to focus on. Just focus on this chapter. Okay? So this is the first packet for this. You can write sideways. Yeah. You can grab as much as you want. Right here, if you want a whole packet, you don't really need a whole packet. I'd say like 20 sheets, like 10 or 20. I would split the packet with your friends. Or you have some on your desk back there that I put there for you. Yeah, that's for you. The graph paper on your desk is for you guys. If you don't use it all, that's fine. Well, then you probably don't want one of these flimsy ones, and you probably want this one, then. Let me take whatever math paper is in here out. I probably have more, so talk to me later. I probably have a nicer white one I can switch you out with. I gotta run to the office. Actually, Miss Martin, I'm gonna run to the office and grab binders real fast. I'll be right there. You should end up with 4 tabs. Oh, hold up. I didn't explain this part. I guess I kind of just breezed over it. You're going to use pieces of graph paper that you'll never write on. So this is like not for notes, like not notes. It is just here to serve as my thing that I attached this to, so that my current work is behind it. Because then, when Post-its start to fail, you just grab a piece of tape and tape your Post-it on a little bit stronger. So you're using like 3 pieces of graph paper, just kind of sacrificed to attach your Post-its to. That's why the graph paper on your desks is the fancy pants, reinforced with plastic and like shouldn't rip. Whoa, camera's tipping. Alright, so the office is out of smaller binders, but the nice thing about these is you could keep your book in the binder with your like notes and stuff. So these are up for grabs as well. I have more, they're just not amazing. And some say stuff on them. Do I got a green binder here?
Yo, Skylar sleeps a lot. I know.
Yes. I mean, unless there's something in math that needs your attention, feel free to pull out. Hey, this is a great question. What if I just keep clapping? What happened? Okay. So, if you're wondering, is this work graded and in the past, pull out your Chromebook and check math. Right? If you're good on math, then that work must be good. Right? So, like, if you're, like, and I can pull up my math too. I'm not going to put it on this screen. But so if anyone's curious, we can go back and check the chapter 1 stuff. So if you are curious, if you owe me anything chapter 1, feel free to pop up here and check in with me. I'm going to pause my recording because right now we're doing nothing. So in 62, guys, and I caught a couple of you on a question where it said use the generic rectangle and you didn't. Read the directions. Either sketch this using pluses and minuses like we were doing in class, right? The positive and negative tiles. Or draw it on a number line. You don't have to do both. Or. Right? So, I could do A by starting at -5, moving 6 forward, and then moving 4 more forward, and show myself where I land. Well, 6 and 4 is how much together? 10. So we're going to land at +5. So that's one way that we could do that. We could also just draw pluses and minuses and make 0 pairs. And whatever we have left, we have left. What are these bars in C? What are these bars in C?
Oh, those are the absolute bars.
Hey guys, I have a feeling that we need to look up here. These, as a reminder, are absolute value. I would do this problem with me if you haven't done it. What do the absolute value bars do? Yeah, they make it positive, right? Because we're talking about distance from 0. So these absolute value bars cause my -5 to actually become a +5. And now we still have 8 plus 5. So we would really get 13 in C. Similarly, over here in D, these absolute value bars are going to make that -5 positive. So if you want to go ahead and write that down on your paper, that'd be a good note to go ahead and write down. On the back, I'm trying to check for trapdoors. Remember, for these problems, we take, you want to talk me through? Each gap, trying to figure out where to draw it well. Each gap, each individual gap is the entire distance of the number line, or the entire distance that we're covering, divided by the number of jumps or gaps, or whatever you want to call it, segment, since they say segments here, number of segments. So here, what's our distance from 0 to 60? 60, right? From 0 to 60, it is 60. How many segments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments. What is 60 divided by 6? 10. The people shouting out 30 are trying to shout out that this gap, if this is 10 and this is 20, 30, 40, 50, this gap is a width of 30. because it is 3 of those segments. It goes from 20 up to 50. That is all the time we have today, so we will check over this more tomorrow. Please keep your binder organized. We just spent the better part of an hour getting organized. Don't undo it in a matter of 5 minutes.